All right, so there's three things that are taking up all my mind space right now. Like I can't think about anything else. One, my newborn son. Obviously, I want to be a great dad to him. Two, supporting my wife through postpartum and showing up for her in ways that I've never had to before. And three, taking this channel and my creative studio to higher heights, just being consistent with the stuff that I'm putting out and with the videos that I make here, just making sure that I'm doing more, but with less energy, less time, less sleep, and it is overwhelming. But we'll get into that later. If it's your first time here, I'm Devin on Deck. Welcome to my channel. And this is a series where we talk about fashion, but we also really get to know each other. We're going over accessories, clothing, tech, a 4x4 truck update, because y'all definitely showed up in the comments about that, anime, gaming, and at the very end of the video, for those of y'all who want to stick around, a real life update. And to my YouTube family, welcome back. All right, now first up, I want to show you these shoes by the brand called No Two Ways. I've actually probably had these shoes for almost a year maybe at this point. And it's one of those things that I got when my style wasn't quite ready for it, but I knew I really liked the shoe. But now I've grown into being able to wear these because my style's kind of evolved that direction. These are like a futuristic skate shoe. So they feel kind of classic, but very new at the same time. Super comfortable. I love how they fit. I love how they look, and they go perfectly with some pants I'm gonna show y'all later. Then we have the Fear of God Adidas 86 Low. And in my opinion, they're the best shoes that they made from this entire collection. That slanted sole and angled silhouette makes the shoe look super sleek, but you still very much get skater vibes. And sidebar, I got a pair of fakes as well. I was gonna make an entire video comparing the fake ones to the real ones, just really for the views and the clicks. And y'all know that I'm not really into that anymore. So I decided after I bought them, by the time they came in the mail, I was like, man, you know what? This is not really what I'm on anymore. But I'd already done it, so they're here with me. So I'll just tell you right now. Off top, the bottoms are the only thing that are really the difference. I mean, the shoe is very, very one-to-one. And I will even say the fakes are more comfortable around the ankle. You see they have more padding and more puffiness, but that sole is fugazi. It's like very plasticky. It doesn't have any solidity to it. So you almost can like really squish it, and it's very slippery, so no traction. But visually, they definitely look very, very similar. And like I said, the ankle's a lot better on the fake ones. So, but y'all know I don't wear reps, and these are a size 10, so I couldn't fit them even if I wanted to wear them. So if you do wear a size 10, you don't mind wearing the replicas, just shoot me a DM on Instagram and a follow, and I will make sure to check it and send it to one of y'all random people that comment. I also got some new sunglasses from a company called Pocket Square Clothing. The guys who own this brand have been my friends for probably 8 or 9 years, but I've known them since before I even moved to LA. I made their first website for them way back in the day when I was in college. So we go way back. They have a dope website with a whole bunch of other stuff on it, but their eyewear specifically really speaks to me, especially these two models. I forget the exact names, but I will link them down below for you. They're not super expensive, but the quality is A1. And the last thing I want to show y'all in the accessory section are these 6-panel hats by On Deck, which, as y'all know, is my creative studio. Y'all probably been seeing me wear these hats a lot lately, but I haven't really been talking about them much. And the backstory with these is they're actually vintage blanks from like the early 2000s, late 90s. And just like most vintage stuff, the quality and cut is perfect. And the structure semi-soft, so you get that nice pucker without it being too stiff. So we got like 50 to 75 in each color, and for the first time we're introducing the OD icon. I think it's a perfect little lockup and a great evolution from the long form or extended logo. But there's no exact drop date yet, but it will be at some point next year. And if you want to know it first, go ahead and click that link to the Discord in the description. And speaking of On Deck and moving right into clothing, we finally finished the cargo. I know I've been teasing these for a long time. It's been like 7-8 months in development, so almost a year, but they are finally perfect and exactly how I want them. Now, full transparency, I stole these from a really expensive pair of cargos that I bought a year ago. I saw A$AP Rocky wearing them, and I found out quickly when I got them, these are a women's cut. They're way too tight around the hip and waist area. And I was like, there's a lot of things I want to fix about these. So I was like, you know what? Let me just make a better version that's not going to be as expensive. That's kind of where this whole thing started. So I stole the shape from those pants. They fit a lot more unisex now, so it's a lot more boxy in the waist. You got a lot more crotch room as well. And the pockets are real pockets now. I took them from a pair of vintage Levi's that I have. Then I went to Japan, as y'all know, and I went to a random army surplus store, found a whole bunch of vintage cargo pants. Things back in the day were just made with so much better quality. I wanted to borrow those things and bring them to these pants. And I took all the pockets and kind of just rearranged them. And if you look at the waist even, you'll see the front panel is very, very clean and just like a regular pair of cargos. But you turn it around, it's actually stretchy in the back. So if you're in between sizes, or if you gain weight, lose weight, they'll they'll still fit you. And if you look at the ankle, I stole the strap idea from like the side of like a denim jacket or a leather jacket. Same thing for these, depending on what shoes you're wearing, you can cinch it in or let it out a little bit so they fall perfectly. And the result are these unisex cut cargos in a high fashion silhouette with Japanese inspired details made right here in America that definitely will not cost you $1,200. Now next we have this sweater from COS. It's a very tight V-neck, as you can see, a crop fit from the women's section, and it's a cashmere wool blend, so super duper soft. And then we got this puffer vest by Willie Chavaria. If you guys don't know who this American designer is, super fire, but you're not gonna find this with his regular selection. This is for his selection that is specifically for the Japanese market. I will link it down below. I found it on Instagram and I was like, wait, is this the same brand that I found when I was in Japan? And it happened to just stumble into a store that had it, and I was like, oh, this is why I couldn't find anything else from this collection, and this is why, because it's not for America. So I had to go through a whole bunch of different hoops to buy it online, but I got it. Here it is. The cut is amazing. It's a nice like average height. You guys know I like crop stuff, but this is perfect. But then once you cinch in the sides, you can control the height too. So very much like my cargos, how you can change the width, you can change the height of this depending on how you pull on the sides. It's perfect. And like the nylon is like lightweight and like soft. It feels very premium. It's great. I love the cut. I've worn it already like 2 or 3 times, and I'll be wearing it all the way until the weather gets warm again. So there you go. And I also got this puffer vest as well, but I only got it just to go with the clothes I'm about to show you. It's by a Japanese brand called Teian. I think I'm pronouncing it the right way. Forgive me if I'm not. A nice mint green color, but I got it just to go with these Cast Atlantic tops. And for those of y'all who don't know Cast Atlantic, they're like a very classic, timeless brand that feels like a Ralph Lauren, but like Africa's version. They're based out there, so has more of like an international twist to it. And the way they do their lookbooks and their styling is A1. And y'all know I'm all about personal style and putting your own twist on everything, but just like you, if a fire look is in a lookbook, I'm just gonna do that same look. Sometimes I just got to, it's just that good. So when it came to this vest, I got it just so it can go with these sweaters. And that's it. It's a very, very simple equation. And I also noticed that the model on their website was wearing this turtleneck that wasn't on the site. So I just DM'd them and I was like, hey, what is the turtleneck? Because it matches the blue of your V-neck perfectly. They just told me, hey, it's Ralph Lauren. Here you go. Just like I would do. I was like, yes, perfect customer service. So I bought the V-neck sweater. Then I went to Ralph Lauren's website and found the turtleneck. And look how they just lay. They just lay perfectly together, man. It's a beautiful thing. Oh, and if you follow me on TikTok, you know that I just did an Abercrombie campaign. So what does that mean? Free clothes. So all these outfits you're seeing right now, the whole concept around the video is that these are the outfits that I'm wearing as like a new dad. We got a family trip coming up literally this next weekend. Like after I film this video, we're going on a trip and I will be wearing these outfits. And obviously I like everything and I'll link it down below for you with everything else in this video. And the standout pieces for me here are gonna be the 90 straight denim. It's comfortable, has a little bit of stretch to it, and the cut is tapered but like not tight. You know what I mean? And then also their crew neck sweaters. I feel like the neck is snug, but like not too tight to where it's choking you. And the cut is just perfect. Everything is true to size. I did get this green one cropped though, just to be fair. And also this work jacket in this subtle floral, crazy. Imagine everybody rocking Carhartt and you walk up with something like this. Just something a little bit different, but also not trying too hard. You feel me? It's a balance, it's a balance. But anyway, it's all linked down below, etc. Oh, and I almost forgot, the Akashi On Deck Noragis have restocked. Me and my friends at Akashi Kama put these out last spring. We restocked them on Black Friday. We kept it kind of quiet because most of y'all are already on the email list, but for anybody who missed them, we do have a few sizes left and the links are down below. And the last thing I want to say before we move on from clothing is that you probably noticed that my style is like 1 or 2 things right now. Either I'm looking like a 90s video game character with my oversized baggier looks, or a modern dad. And there's some crossover, right? I might wear the hat with the dad fit, or a loafer with the more streetwear fit or whatever, or like a pair of boots or something like that. And y'all know I don't really put myself in a box when it comes to style. I like to express myself in different ways depending on where I'm going, what I'm doing, etc. So yeah, I just want to make sure to call that out because I'm sure a lot of y'all already picked up on it. Now, as far as tech goes, I only got one thing to show y'all, and that is this new iron. The one we had one for a couple of years. It just conked out on us and started leaking everywhere. So I replaced it with this Panasonic Karuru. Yes, it's a funny name because it's really from Japan, because all the hotels that we were at had some version of this iron. And the best thing about about it is that it is cordless. Yes, you have no cords to really mess with while you're ironing, so it doesn't really get in the way. It's a lot less cumbersome to use. All you do is plug in the base and you're good to go. And no, I can't read Japanese yet, but the settings are very simple: high, medium, and low. But if you have to have an English version, I did find one of those as well in this exact model, so I will link both down below for you. And I think the English version does get a little bit hotter, so there you go. Okay, now for the truck update and a big channel announcement. Because of all the love y'all showed in the last video, all the comments you left, I'm starting a brand new series called 4x4 Journal, because we're literally documenting all the updates and the adventures in the truck. I drive this thing all the time, I just don't really talk about it or show it, so now we can kind of nerd out over vehicles together. I'm really excited to kind of show this side of myself and really connect with y'all on other things that reflect your personal style outside of clothing, right? Your style is everything. It's what you drive, is how you decide to spend your time, all those things, right? Expect chill vibes, but also expect higher production quality. We got drone shots, we got POV action shots, a little bit of vlogging in there, so it should feel like a docu-series almost, but a lot more personal, you feel me? So, oh, and the best news is that it's dropping tomorrow. Yeah, we got it done. It's done already. It is coming out tomorrow, and the premiere link is down below in the description. If you click nothing else, tap that premiere link and set a reminder for the video coming out tomorrow, just to let the algorithm know that they should be sending out notifications to everybody, because they be really stingy when it comes to like a new series. I know how they can be. I've never talked about cars, so my ranking in the algorithm on this subject is like 0. You feel me? So yeah, I'm really excited. If y'all excited too, tap that link, hit the reminder, and yeah, more to come. All right, now let's talk about anime. So since I've had a lot of downtime with my new baby, any downtime we have, whether we're feeding the baby, trying to get a bite in ourselves, I had a time to just catch a quick episode of anime. So I was able to finish Attack on Titan and My Hero Academia finally. And the crazy part is My Hero Academia brought me to tears. Those last like 5 episodes, I lost my shit. Lost it. I'm not sure it's because I'm a dad now and I'm connected with the kids in a different way, and I don't know what that is, but having a son has kind of opened up my emotions in a different, I'm in a weird space, man, in a weird space. I was crying in the last few episodes. That's all I'm gonna say about that, okay? But heart-wrenching. Now, Attack on Titan, I expected to feel more, but I didn't. And I think that's because the writing was so damn good. Now, I'm gonna spoil some things for people who ain't seen it. If you ain't seen Attack on Titan, stop watching right now. Skip forward to the life update. Don't watch this part. Such a good masterpiece. Do not ruin it for yourself. I'm serious. Don't ruin it for yourself. I think it's because the manga writer showed us both sides of the Eldian Marleyan War, right? If I'm pronouncing those names right. You don't really take anybody's side. You see they're both victims to like the higher powers that be and like human nature. You know, it's a bigger kind of commentary on society. You don't really have any heroes or villains, you know what I mean? You just have people that are just trying their best. Now you got folks that you're closer with because you knew them from the beginning, but I ain't taking nobody's side by the end of it. I'm really happy that Eren came back around to being a human again. Like, okay, there you go. That's the guy we know. Fucking blubbering idiot. That's the guy we know. Okay, got it. And then like the end credits animation too, showing how like the cycle continues again. It's just amazing writing. They're both masterpieces, but I was surprised that I didn't feel more at the end of AOT rather than MHA. Crazy. But the question is, what should I watch next? I'm thinking about watching City Hunter. I might have saw one episode like 3 months ago before I had this baby. And it's cool. It's a, you know, old school, like I think 80s, but anything else y'all think I should watch? I heard Blue Eye Samurai might be crazy. I don't know. Y'all let me know. Let me know in the comments. Thank you. Now I ain't talked about gaming in a while. Gaming is something that I don't do too often, but again, a little downtime. So Daddy has been playing, ooh, that sounds weird to say. Daddy on deck has been playing and just beat Bomb Rush Cyberpunk. If you don't know about this game, it's not super crazy graphics or a AAA game by any means, but it's very nostalgic. In the late 90s, early 2000s, you played Jet Set Radio or Jet Grind Radio, depending on what country you're from. But this was a skating game that was amalgamation of skate culture and hip hop. So as a black boy who grew up skating, it was a perfect mix of the things that I was into. This was when Tony Hawk Pro Skater was at an all-time peak, but also like, you know, you saw a lot of blending of cultures with like pop punk and fucking rap and hip hop and all these different cultures coming together. So that was really, really cool for me to grow up and see. And this game has graffiti and you're also doing b-boy dances and all the things in hip hop, right? You got the DJ, you got the music, you got the break dancing, you got the different ways of transport, whether you're on a bike, you're on a skateboard, you're on rollerblades, and you're also tagging walls and stuff like that too. And it's really cool. It's really, really dope. Okay, now if you made it this far for the life update, just know that I appreciate you. Let's talk about it, man. Fatherhood is something that I underestimated. I knew it would be work. I don't care about the work. It's never a problem. problem to do the work. It's the emotional toll that nobody told me about. It's so emotional. Every little thing matters. So whether that's my son doing something great in my mind, which is like he just started being able to understand that his hands are his hands instead of them just being these wild things that annoy him and like scratch his face and pull his pacifier out. And he's like, no, like I can control this, you know? So he'll see something now and grab it and interact with it, which is something he wasn't doing before, which is crazy, right? Or like now he's like learning to like roll over. Like he wasn't doing that before. But every time he does gets a feat, I'm super excited. Like he just dunked on somebody. He just got straight A's, you know what I mean? I'm treating everything like it's such a big thing, but it is a big thing to me because it's my boy. I'm literally watching him every day develop into a baby, into, toddlerhood eventually. I'm enjoying this babydom right now, man. He's so cute. He's so easy right now. He doesn't really have an opinion. He ain't running around. He's just being a cute little baby right now, but everything is a huge deal. And then on top of that, making sure that I am supporting Shanae. My wife is so graceful and strong and beautiful and such a loving mom and such a great wife. And she's one of those friends that cares for so much for everybody else. And she takes in everybody else's drama and gives them all advice. I mean, you're probably watching this right now. You're probably that friend too. Or you got a friend like that that's just always there for you, always in your corner. And now it's her turn. It's her turn to get a lot of that emotional support, that same love back. And I'm doing it as much as I possibly can. Only certain things I can do. I can't understand everything. That's what her therapist is for, right? And her group of ladies that have been through motherhood, have been through birth, that have gone through the same thing she's gone through. So she's able to have her community that can, only understand certain things. But as her husband, I'm showing up for her any way that I possibly can. So if that's, hey, give me the baby, take a day for yourself, go get a massage, go for a walk, go hang out with your girls, go to brunch, whatever. I got the baby, whatever it is, right? Or hey, let's do something with the family. Let's all go kick it. Whatever it is. I'm just trying to think of ways that I can ease her situation because hormonally, emotionally, mentally, it's a lot, bro. For her, more than me, it's like, it's just heavy, man. It's just such a heavy burden, man. And it's something I didn't really see coming as much as it is now. I didn't realize it'd be this much. It's a lot because now I'm inspired to do more and be a great example for this boy that will be a man one day. And I want to make sure that he never has to struggle like I did growing up. I want to make sure that every opportunity that comes his way, he can take it. That he grows up seeing the world, traveling, living a comfortable life, which means I got to take it higher, man. And I'm not saying all my value as a man comes from what I can earn, but it's a factor, All I can control is me and what I do. I just got to trust God that it's going to all come together and not put too much pressure on myself. And that's what I've been learning in therapy, bro. And it's kind of a good little segue to therapy. I'm never really alone. It does feel like a lot of times, especially as a dad, I'm sure other dads can relate. A lot of stuff just feels like it's on your shoulders. It's like really just up to you. And if you don't do it, it's not gonna happen. You know what I mean? And it's two things that my therapist remind me of. One, he's like, look, man, you're never really alone, right? God is always with you. You have power within you that's beyond what you can see. And you wouldn't have gotten here in life to even be able to afford a therapist. Which is true though, that's true. I couldn't always afford a therapist without having faith, right? Without moving forward, not knowing if everything's gonna work out. That's literally every day, right? Whether it was when I was a broke college student or, a broke husband when we first got married to now doing okay for me and Shanae. But now as he gets older, his life is gonna demand more. You know what I mean? If we have a certain school we want him to go to, it's gonna cost tuition. It's just certain things are coming up, bro. And it's not all about bread, but it's about what that can do for him and what opportunities I can give him and what I can leave him, right? Like legacy is something that I wasn't really pressed about, but it's important. It's good to remind myself that I'm not really ever alone. And also I'm grateful that I have actual male relationships, like my friends that are like my chosen family, you know what I mean? Like my boys that are men, that we can have actual deep conversations. I can tell you when I'm scared about something, and you can tell me when you're feeling insecure about something, and we really help each other get to the next level. You know what I'm saying? We validate each other. We say, all right, yeah, okay, cool. How can I help you do this, X, Y, and Z? Or, well, if you look at it this way, actually, maybe you shouldn't feel, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just like having that, especially for other men to be able to relate to you in that way is something that a lot of guys don't have. So again, he reminded me of those two things. Devin, look, you got God and you got people in your face that are able to both help you. You know what I mean? So even when I'm feeling stressed out or I don't have nobody to talk to and I feel like I'm giving my all to everybody around me, I still can turn to those people and talk to them, especially guys that are dads too. You know what I mean? Like that kind of been through what I've been through. Yeah, man. Overall, I'm in a place of gratitude, but if I let it get to me, it's overwhelming. It's a lot, because I have to do more with less. You know what I mean? And when you see the 4x4 journal, you'll see what I'm saying. Like, I've added something else to my plate, but I'm just passionate about this, man. You know what I mean? So On Deck is making so many SKUs, you're making so many more things. So like next year, it's gonna be my turn over and over again, like bam, bam, bam. And I'm so excited about it, but it's a lot. So I'm basically gonna be doing like a shoot every month, every 2 months, we're doing a new campaign shooter. You know, I'm not sure how I'm gonna lay it out, but it's gonna be a lot of work, but fun, you know? And that fun is always something that's enjoyable, but it's always the thought of like, okay, I don't want the fun and the work to come at the cost of not spending time with my son or my wife or my family. Never, never. They always come first. So it's the balance, man. Well, that's it, y'all. Much love if you made it this far. I really appreciate you. Any advice y'all dads or parents have for me, any words of encouragement, I'll take them. If you are looking forward to the 4x4 journal, again, please tap that link. Please hit the reminder, okay? This cannot flop. Yeah, that's it, y'all. So thank you for your time. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you on the next one. Peace.